Forgiveness equals freedom and peace. Welcome back, everybody. Um, I'm delighted to have you back, and I'm delighted to have people that have stayed with me this long, and I'm very grateful for all your support thus far. This message I have to share today because it came about in my own life currently. So this is what I'm experiencing at the very moment, and it arrived gracefully, and it was almost a no-brainer for me when I had to think about something to record today. It was so automatic because it's exactly what is happening in my life at the moment. So whenever I do these messages, I try my best to take out what's inside of me at the very moment and not premeditate or plan these messages. I always do it on the day. So when I wake up, whatever it is that I'm feeling at that moment is something that I want to write about, because I want its authentic nature to be reflected here in the message. And yeah, so for forgiveness, we can dig into it. Firstly, I can say forgiveness sets you free. In the context of, if you were the one that did something to someone else, asking for forgiveness from that person, and that person forgiving you, or not necessarily forgiving you at that very moment of you asking for forgiveness, but just the act of asking for forgiveness can give you a lot of freedom, because you took that out of your chest, and it releases anger that you had, or the pain that you have, or rather it releases a very heavy burden that you might have carried, because when you do something wrong to someone, it always sticks with you, and maybe sometimes you are constantly reminded about whatever you did. So yeah, and the same way, when you have done something wrong to someone else, we are also a villain in someone else's story. So we are not immune to make mistakes and do wrong things to other people. So as much as you would want to ask for forgiveness and be forgiven, when someone does something to you, you must also be in the same light, in that another person also deserves forgiveness. And it doesn't only free the other person that they've asked for forgiveness, but it frees you also as the person that must forgive, because it will give you peace, because at the least there was a moment of, what's the word? Accountability from the other person and acknowledgement from the other person. So it can also relieve the other person. So it goes literally both ways, forgiveness. And another thing, forgiveness takes tremendous amount of strength. And forgiveness is not a weakness. It's not you admitting that you are weak to forgive someone, or to ask for forgiveness is not a weakness. It's actually a strength, because you are choosing courage to admit your mistake, or you are choosing courage to understand that other people do make mistakes, and to set both parties free and have peace, in your heart. Because we can't carry these things. It's not healthy to carry these things. And forgiveness essentially heals the heart. And, when you have a wound, the only thing that will remain after the wound is the what can I say? It's the scar, or whatever the case may be. I mean, let's say you have a sore, and now let's say you bumped yourself. Now you have a sore, and it's healing. So the skin needs to seal itself. So, I mean, it's okay to remember, and as a result, like, for example, okay, that's not the perfect, okay, here, so this is a scar. I remember that these things happened. By looking here, it's evidence that this has happened. I've had a sore, but it's sealed now. And it's okay to remember things and to work through things, realizing that they have healed. When you look here, you see that this has healed. So it's not an open wound anymore. And forgiveness is just like that. So if you leave this sore open and untreated, or you treat yourself badly